Hey, good afternoon. It's David. I'm back. I want to go over today how to analyze and to set up a truth table. If you're going into like a computer science course or like a math course or even like a philosophy course, you'll probably run into these truth tables which show you how to break down if a statement is true or false. I remember going through school when I had an issue, I could never remember how to actually set them up to get the problem started. So I want to go over how to do that. So here I've generated just a typical two variable truth table. And what I mean by two variable is here we have the Q variable and the P variable. And then we have a two column, four row table to indicate all the true false combinations. Um, the way I know how to set this up is the amount of rows for this table is going to be 2 to the amount of variables you have. So in this case, I'll indicate that as an n. But in this case, I have two variables, p and q. So I'm going to have 2 to the power of 2, or instead, we can say 4 rows. And then the columns, once I generate this table with 4 rows, to fill it in, you're instead going to just, I like to count from right to left. And the way this is going to increase is, this is going to be, as you move from right to left, you're going to increase the exponent of 2 by 1. So in this case, on the far right, I have 2 to the power of 0, which means 1. So for every other row, every row I'm going to put in either true or false. So since I have 1, I'm going to isolate between true, 1 false, 1 true, 1 false. Over here, I have 2 to the power of 2, which equals 2. So in this case, I'm going to have 2 true and then 2 false. And I'm going to go and I'm going to fill up the entire table like that. So knowing that we have rules of 2 to the n, and then from right to left, we move 2 to the 0, 2 to the 1. I want you all to think of what if we did a 3 variable truth table, what that would look like. And I'll go ahead and give you a minute if you want to pause and start that up. Okay, so let's go over a 3 variable truth table. So for this example, I'm going to use the variables p, q, and r. And then to set this up, we know that the amount of rows, which is down, is going to be 2 to the n, which in this case we have 3 variables, so we're going to have 2 to the power of 3, or instead 8. So if we get this right, 1, 3, 4, 5, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Great. So now we have our 8 rows now. So now let's fill out the columns. Like I said earlier, the way I like to do this is start from right to left and just fill out with the power of 2. So in this first one, I have 2 to the power of 0, which is 1. So we're going to isolate or oscillate between 1 true and 1 false all the way down. True, false, true, false, true, false. Okay, now we're on the second from the right. So in this case, I'm going to put 2 to the power of 1, which we know is 2. So here I'm going to put 2 true and 2 false. Oh, I put 1 too many falses. Okay, so finally we have the P column. And because we've been going right to left, we already have 0, we have 1, and now we're going to have 2 to the power of 2, which we know is 4. So I should have 4 trues and then 4 falses. And there we have it. Now we have a 3-variable truth table to handle the variables of P, Q, and R. So the rules to remember is over here, for the amount of rows, we want to have 2 to the power of n, with n being the amount of variables. And then from right to left, you're just going to simply count from 2 to the power of 0 up to 2 to the power of n minus 1. And then you're going to do that many trues followed by that many falses. So 2 to the power of 0, 1 true, 1 false. And you're just going to keep working that up till you fill up the table. And that's how I like to build truth tables.